Hello everyone. It's been a long battle against COVID 19. Almost a year has gone by and we are still struggling to find our feet. According to a study by CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, coronavirus disease can affect adults and children directly or indirectly. Beyond getting sick, many individuals' social, emotional, or mental well being has been impacted by the pandemic. Today I have with me Dr. Roma Kumar. She is a chief psychologist at emotionally.in, which is an online platform, and she is a consultant psychologist at Sir Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi and Max Hospital, Gurgaon. She carries with her 30 years of experience as a psychologist. Please help me welcome Dr. Roma Kumar. Hello ma'am, thanks a lot for being here and taking out your precious time to spend with us. And today I'm sure a lot of us will become better aware by discussing the problem with you, and we'll come out of our fears and anxieties.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so shall we start now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, ma'am, my first question to you is that during this pandemic, you must have come across different kind of people coming from different walks of life. And what is your opinion about it? That how it has affected the pandemic, how it has affected individuals' wellness, mental well-being, and overall wellness.
That's a vast question.
Yeah, it is an open-ended question.
Absolutely. So, see, initially when the pandemic was talked about, it was just, the government just said there's a lockdown, and we just decided to rejoice a bit that we were off our work and we were sitting at home, and children were there, families were meeting up together, eating their meals and doing everything together.
Yeah.
For a short period, everybody was very happy sitting at home and almost thought that we don't have to do any work.
Right.
Least did we realize that it's going to be a very long, uncertain time.
Yes.
Now, when the time comes as an uncertain time, there are lots of mental health issues which individuals go through, especially because we are working from our homes. We are not meeting our friends, our family, or our extended family, or our colleagues, and so are our children not meeting with their peer group. They're not going outside to play.
Right.
Now that's a very big area for them, that suddenly everything got changed overnight for our children and families. When we are working from homes and we didn't have home help coming there, so we were also struggling doing lots of work at home, and we just realized that we picked up so many skills because we were not eating outside. We decided to do so many more things. We learned so many more things.
Right.
But apart from that good stuff, what really has happened is it's a lot of pressure that each one of us is going through. The emotional health is getting affected. Small children getting very, very anxious. The adult population or the older population getting very, very affected because with the COVID, with the medical people telling that the older population should just not go outside the homes.
Right.
So I've had people who are above 80 also, taking help from a psychologist saying that we don't know what to do now. So their emotional health is majorly affected. Anxiety, depression, family fabric has got affected. The family dynamic has got affected. Lots of families have become very good with each other, and whereas there are other families who've landed up with some volatile situations.
Right. So very rightly said, ma'am, as you have answered my second question as well, because I was just asking you, do you really think there is a particular set of, a class which has which has been highly impacted? And especially we would like to know from you how children are being affected, be it young children or, the teenagers, how they are being affected by it.
So I would say that each class is affected. It's irrespective of the economic condition. But the worst are the people who are in the economically weaker section because they've probably lost their jobs, and the daily wage laborers have lost their jobs, their families are struggling, and so are the children suffering. and not going out, not getting enough food to eat, so their nutrition, their hygiene, everything got affected. And of course, when the food was being given at the school level, all of that has got affected. Whereas the others, where both the family members are working, that's the husband and the wife are working, and there's no other family help. You have to take care of the child. You're also working for your office from home, so they are also affected.
Yeah.
Majorly, children have been affected where they cannot talk. They have to be quiet because their parents are working. They have to be on those online classes because they don't fathom that online class.
Yeah.
And they've learnt a lot of skills where they've learnt how to fake it, that we are online, and they've just learnt all of that. So a lot of negativity is also crept in,
Right.
and a lot of screen addiction has come in a big way.
You're very right, ma'am. So, ma'am, please tell us that now, because of all this that is happening around, children are glued to their screens. Parents are attending their work at home and attending children also. Do you think the young parents have been actually able to provide the needed support that all these young children need in the absence of the daycare facilities?
I'm not sure on that. I don't think they've been able to provide that. A lot of families were away from some of their family members because they were stuck in different cities or different countries, and so there was only one parent sometimes just being with the children. And the daycare facilities were far not there for them.
Yeah.
And very often, because of the house helps not being there, uh, the families are going through stress where they don't get that daycare facility for their children, and they don't get a breather away from the child.
So they
And
definitely
we've not learned how to set boundaries, how to just be with ourselves and be happy with ourselves doing our work.
Yeah.
So we haven't learned that. There are lots of things that
Lots
are
of things.
there are
Right.
problems. Yeah.
And ma'am, has a child's behavior, do you think it has changed over this period of time because of the constant supervision of parents and the lack of peer, bonding? Do you think a child's behavior is impacted because of this?
It's a yes and a no situation. It is affected quite a lot. Where I said that children are getting very anxious these days. They're anxious over small things, or they're getting very edgy, agitated, angry. If the adult in the house is angry or has to come up to a deadline where the office is asking you to finish a deadline, and it's affecting the entire family fabric. It's the family is getting affected with it. So children get affected maximum. Also, they're not able to go play outside, or there are restrictions which the family is posing.
Right.
They used to have those, little parties together, or the birthday parties together, or the night outs where sleepovers were there. All
Right.
that is not there. So it's affecting their emotional growth and development. And they've learnt these other skills which is just online, where they're connected on the social media with their friends, and unfortunately the social media is not just taken in a very positive manner.
Yeah.
So children are experimenting and exploring
Right.
a lot of negative areas also.
Right. Thank you, ma'am, for this. And now many parents want to send their children to the daycares now, as still the pandemic is still ongoing and we are still waiting for the vaccines to come. So there's a stigma attached with all the parents that they won't let their children go out still. So what do you suggest, ma'am? Is it okay to send their children to the childcare facilities, and what all precautions should they be taking? If the childcare facility, if you say they are taking all the precautions, they assure you and they are taking care of all these things, then what are the precautions that parents should take if they are letting the child go to a childcare facility?
So it's a two-way system here, and I think parent also needs to take that responsibility to teach responsible behavior to children. That what is most important during this time is to have your precautions. That is, wear your mask, sanitize your hands, wash your hands, and maintain that distancing. All right. Now, if all of that is maintained, and if the childcare facility is making all the efforts to create that limit setting,
Right.
I don't see any problem why this shouldn't take place. I mean, we have to come out of it
Yeah.
and we have to make those little changes. Maybe it's not going to feel like the same as before. So many countries, even before this pandemic came, in many countries there were citizens who were always wearing their masks. And a lot of us wondered why are they wearing their masks, and now we get their answers. So I think the mask is the new normal which we all need to just keep. And I keep getting questioned by the young adults or the young parents or even the teenagers who say, how will we make friends? We can't see their faces. So I always say, you're more than us on the social media. You know what their face is all about. Do you have to see their faces without the mask, or you have to protect yourself? So let's make some rules and move out of it. And risk is there even when there was no pandemic.
Yeah.
There were many other forms of risk. So I think we have to be a little more tolerant, a little more patient, and a little more accepting and taking responsibility.
Right, ma'am. Very rightly said. One last question also that I want to ask, ma'am. Keeping the children or maybe the elderly also for long periods of confinement, is it good for their immunity, or is it has some own effects on the immunity of elderly and the children as well if they are kept confined in closed spaces for long periods?
Yes, research also tells us that if they are confined in closed spaces for a longer period of time, there is a lot of other negative behaviors which come in. A lot where people don't move and they're just sitting in one place. So there can be a lot of physical change which can happen. There's clotting or there's postural change which is going to happen. And also, human beings are social beings.
Right.
So we need to encourage some bit of social skill, social behavior to come in with the precautions. And if we have that social behavior there, whether it's the older population, whether it's the younger generation, I think keeping in view that the physical distancing is there, you're emotionally connected. That way you're a happier lot, your well-being is there, and you start doing some bit of physical exercise, physical activity. That all
That
makes a
is-
difference, and that happy hormone is there.
Actually,
So we need to do some
Right.
part of
Right,
work
right.
on that happy hormone.
right. Keeping inside the closed spaces will not help for longer periods. They'll have to come out. We'll have to come out. Go let the children also go out. So thanks for coming here with us, ma'am. And I'm sure all of us are enriched by your opinions and thoughts and your knowledge that you have given us and shared with us. So thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank
For
you so
being here.
much. Thank you so
It
much.
was a lovely time with you.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.